Can a few college-bound kids with a big tech idea change the way that we live every day?
Well, some students from our area are developing an app that could change the way you make doctor appointments.
Fox 5's Adrian Sapino shows us how.
Waiting for doctor's appointments, what a waste of time. But now some tech-savvy teens from Staten Island are doing something about it.
It's almost like a virtual waiting room.
A website that alerts you when a doctor is running late, so you don't have to flip through magazines forever. It's like a flight tracker, but for doctor's appointments, not air travel. Parker Oakes, who just graduated from Staten Island Tech, got the idea while waiting for a dermatologist. 3 other recent grads from Staten Island Tech decided this could be big and pursued the business plan.
My goal for this is revolutionizing the medical world, saying, you know what? There's ridiculous wait times, there's ridiculous inefficiency in the offices and in communication and in the systeming and the scheduling, and we could really make a difference.
Members can send doctors emails with questions and book doctors' visits on the site too. Of course, doctors will have to sign on and buy into the concept. The receptionist would have to hit start and end for each appointment.
Don't they get more money the more they schedule? How do you get around that?
Well, that's the thing, is that now they can still schedule the same way. It's just now patients, instead of waiting in the doctor's office 15 minutes, can wait in their home.
These young entrepreneurs tell us they have investors backing them. They are all going to top-notch colleges in the fall, but they say that won't slow them down.
In college, there's a lot of downtime, so when we have downtime, we'll be working on this.
The guys are now working on the app. And don't be surprised if these boys from Staten Island end up being the next young Silicon Valley millionaires. In Staten Island, Adrian Sapino, Fox 5 News.
All right, sounds like a pretty good idea. And joining us right now is Dr. Keri Peterson from Lenox Hill Hospital. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Ernie.
The doctor app that we just saw, interesting idea, of course. It does have some merit. Would you use it? Would you use it in your practice?
I never run late. I don't need this. No, I think I would use it.
You would.
I think it's very important to be mindful of a patient's time. They are busy, they have schedules of their own to keep. I don't think it's for every physician's practice because it does first require that you use a internet-based program to schedule your patients, and not every physician does that, even in this day and age. And it also does require a little more time on the part of the receptionist. They need to be a little bit trained. For doctors that double book their patients, I think it also could be an issue, but overall, I think it's a great idea, and I think if patients put pressure on the physicians to have this program, they may tap into it.
So you think it might actually take off?
I think it could.
Good.
Wow. Okay. Let's talk about something else. Interesting study here. Women, apparently, may desire to be blonde. You know, I hate studies like this, but...
Well, yeah, we just saw Miley Cyrus dye her hair blonde.
Right, right.
And there is some appeal about being blonde, and it actually goes back to prehistoric times. There's actually 2 theories that have sort of become a little popular today because of this transformation of a popular actress. Blondes actually may have thought to have been come about back in prehistoric times when men were the hunters and gatherers.
Yes.
And when they would go out hunting,
all the way back,
they died a little more often, so women outnumbered the men, and it's thought that if you had this eye-catching, appealing hair, men decided to pick you over your competition, and so blondes became more popular.
So fast forward into today. So why do you think that that effect is still there? That women feel that being blonde is more attractive and
Well, I think it commands a little more attention. Women like to stand out a little bit. In fact, if you look at countries where certain hair types are more common, they're less preferred. For example, in Latin America, there's a lot of brunettes, and it's found that the market for blonde hair dye is a greater market than for brunette, whereas in Sweden, blondes are more common, but darker hair dye is more.
So it's kind of a cultural thing as well.
It's a cultural. Whatever's more common, kind of women want to go against the grain because it makes them stand out and maybe be a little more appealing, and maybe more appealing to men. An online website did a study looking at men and found of 12,000 men, they tended to prefer blondes a little more often than they preferred women. So there's lots of little angles here.
And the color of hair has a lot to do with your complexion as well, your overall look. And there's an age factor as well, right?
Yeah, there is, because actually it's thought that when you are blonde, it's a little bit more youthful because children who are blonde tend to turn a little more sandy brown as they get older. So women may associate being blonde with being a little more youthful. In fact, a study was done with Polish men. It found that after the age of 25, they chose blondes more often, but earlier than age 25, it was equal.
Interesting.
So lots of little studies that look at why blondes are more appealing.
Yeah, diversity is always nice, right? We all vote for that.
But if blondes become more mainstream, then brunettes
I think we're all
will be the way to
throw
go.
up in the studio in a second.
All right.
Thank
Keri
you so
Peterson,
much.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
But we love you. Hate the study.
Sure do.